Benny Blanco from the Bronx, Carbon White. I am right back with another football video. And this one, hii tunaendea wahasidi. This one is about Chelsea. This is about Chelsea Football Club. And you remember a little while ago when, well, it's not yet over, but we have been discussing the 115 charges that have been labeled against Manchester City in terms of breaches to do with PSR. Yeah, so same things relating to Chelsea Football Club. They have been hit again. And one of the things that I ask myself is that why is it that they affect Chelsea all the time? Yeah. So of course we have heard about Man City before. There were charges labeled against them, and then with their barrage of lawyers, with their what do they call many lawyers? A what of lawyers? Yeah. So they overcame that, and then they were hit by 115 charges. That case is still going on. We are yet to find out if charges will be, no, if consequences will be met, if they are found guilty or not, because there are teams that have been found guilty before, but I guess their situation was handled rather quickly. Case in point being Everton, who were deducted points, and yet they ended up surviving in the league. So it is a wait and see to see what happens with Manchester City. But now for Chelsea, this is just breaking today. And I can just go through an article by Sky News, and this is what it says, that Chelsea hit with 74. So for Chelsea, this is there are a lot of charges, and I reckon out of all the 74 charges, you're probably not gonna be found innocent in all of them. So probably a number of them you'd be found guilty. And remember, with these charges, they were self-reported. You remember when the Clear Lake group came in to take over Chelsea after the ouster of Roman Abramovich due to also the Russian and what war? Ukraine war. Yeah, so this Clear Lake consortium came in and took over Chelsea, and then when they were going through the books, they found something and it was of interest, and they thought, well, let us get into this thing with clean hands. So let us just report that we found this and this mess going on, and we are welcoming you to come and have a look and scrutinize our books. So that's the genesis of all this. So the charges relate to alleged breaches of the FA's agent regulations and third-party investment in players. So Chelsea, so the charges, what am I reading here? So the alleged breaches took place between 2009 and 2022. So this is like a 13-year window, yeah, when the club was owned by Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich. So they primarily related to events which occurred between 2010-11 and 2015-16 season. So Chelsea said the issues were self-declared after the new owners discovered incomplete financial reporting when reviewing the club's activity during the takeover process. Yeah, just the way I have mentioned. The Premier League club added, we will continue working collaboratively with the FA to conclude this matter as swiftly as possible. Sky News understands there will not be a points deduction or sporting sanction if the charges are upheld, but Chelsea could face a punishment similar to their recent settlement of UEFA, 10 million euro or an 8.57 million fine. Is it really fair? Like when you compare it with what Everton had to go through in terms of having some points deduction and all that, But I don't know, that would make me feel like okay, seem like a bitter rival or something. Yeah, so Sky News chief correspondent Kaves Soleko said due diligence carried out by Chelsea owners during the takeover process is believed to have uncovered payments connected to transfers to offshore companies and players' families and representatives. The payments are believed to be millions of pounds and were not registered in accounts submitted to the FA, the Premier League, and UEFA. Yeah, so this is kind of bringing me to like the current situation happening with the Los Angeles Clippers, the NBA team from LA, where Kawhi Leonard is supposedly or allegedly pocketed $28 million without lifting a finger. Like what other reporters are talking about is like they are trying to circumvent salary cap rules within the NBA to ensure that the player continues to play for the Los Angeles Clippers. So even for this one, I am having like similar vibes where offshore companies and player families and representatives are involved. So the payments are believed to be millions of pounds and were not registered. Yes, I have mentioned that. Sky Sports News understands the transfers which raised potential concerns are believed to include deals for players such as Eden Hazard. Remember, this guy is if you're listing like your top 5 all-time Premier League grades, I don't think you could leave Eden Hazard out of this. Samuel Eto'o and Willian. There is no suggestion of any wrongdoing on the part of those players. Yeah, so the players are clean, squeaky clean, we could say. Independent accounting analysts are understood to have informed Chelsea that even if the alleged irregular payments have been reported correctly at the appropriate times, the club would have always remained compliant with the Premier League's profitability and sustainability rules. That's the PSR that we were mentioning. In August 2023, Premier League chief executive said his organization was investigating historical financial issues that the club had self-reported to the Premier League and the FA. So the previous month, Chelsea agreed to pay European football's governing body 10 million euros after owning up to incomplete financial reporting under the Russians regime. Yeah, so with all of these things happening, you kind of ask yourself, okay, with the fines that are there, Chelsea would pay that up in a jiffy. But really, like, why is it like always them? There are rules to all this, to the game, and when you are ascribed to the Premier League, it means that you're also ascribing to the rules that are there within the league. So if you are gaining unfair advantage over others who have been complying to the rules, and they end up either being relegated, they end up missing out on opportunities to gain more money, let's say by participating in European competitions, and you probably even won a trophy ahead of a team that was compliant, for example. So let's say, for instance, a season where Chelsea won the league and a team like who? Was it Manchester City or Manchester United that finished second? Where is the fairness? So for me, I don't know. I feel like 10 million, like they made so much more in that season that they broke these rules than they are being fined for. So even if it's self-reporting, you see, it's these individuals who are self-reporting, yeah? But they are acting on behalf of the club. So there are people who were there before that acted on behalf of the club. So the club should also face these sanctions. So I don't want to speak like a bitter fan, but I just want to say that if they are found guilty, that is. But it all boils down to, I don't know, it comes down to being guilty for me, if you ask me, because I am seeing, if like by their own investigation they found these issues and then they self-reported, and then the Premier League did have also gone now through their due diligence and coming up with 74 charges. So with all these 74 charges, I am just wondering how all of them can amount to a 10 million euros fine, or an 8.75 million pounds fine, which, if you ask me, is peanuts. It's like salary for a year's salary for one of their players. Yeah, so this is what is happening currently. So we don't know how the Premier League is going to act, but whatever they do, it will set precedence for other teams. So they will look at it in terms of maybe what, I don't know, maybe let's say like a team like Newcastle, who have like the richest owners, if you ask me. So now for them, they look at it like, oh, so if you're able to do that, so we'll just be fined 10 million euros. So okay, then we can be able to bend the rules to favor us. Yeah, or else they are making it difficult for such teams to also rise the same way that Manchester City and Chelsea rose into prominence. Yeah, so this is what is happening. Chelsea have been charged, so we can no longer just speak about the 115 charges of Manchester City. We are now also talking about 74 charges of Chelsea. And I wonder if they also opened the books for Arsenal, for Manchester United, for Liverpool, for Tottenham, and the so-called big clubs. Will they be found to be squeaky clean? So we'll hopefully keep up with the same energy, that if you're found guilty, you face the same or similar repercussions. Yeah, so that's what we have for you today. Yeah, and kindly do me a favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and share with your friends so that we grow together. Yeah, so until next time, it's a bye-bye from me.